Are you looking for a vape kit that just looks different? Kind of looks like a walkie-talkie, right? Hello? This is Ripped Out Trippers. Over. That's got a big-ass chucking screen that comes with a sub-ohm tank shaped like a bell. Dong. You looking for something visually unique? Well, then this Sigelei Top 1 tank kit just may be for you. Yeah, boy. So here's the packaging the Sigelei Top 1 tank kit comes in. And of course, inside that packaging, you're going to receive your Top 1 mod. Comes with a USB cable for charging that mod. Included is a P9 sub-ohm tank. Comes with an extra M2 coil head, an extra glass bell-shaped tank, a yellow vape band for that tank. Comes with a P9 tank user manual, a Top 1 mod user manual, a security code pamphlet, a warranty card, and last but not least, a quality control card. Alrighty, now onto this P9 sub-ohm tank. She's primarily made of stainless steel. She's 26mm in width at the base and about 36mm in length. At the base of this device, she's got a slightly protruding 510 pin. Threads are obviously nice and smooth. Also down here at the base it says Sigelei. Down here at the base she's got triple bottom adjustable airflow. You grab a hold of this airflow ring, it stops in one direction, stops in the other. Whatever you adjust on this side is obviously going to be the same all across the board. In this airflow ring it does pop off, and you only have one O-ring on here. They don't include an extra one, so don't lose it. So what you want to do when you pop this ring off and pop it back on there, you want to line up these notches. There's a notch right here and a notch right there. A little bit finicky, just something to point out. To get to the top fill, you unscrew this Delrin drip tip, proprietary drip tip that comes with this tank. Plenty of room to fill, plenty of room to pour. Another O-ring you gotta watch. Make sure this is always on there because it acts as a seal. So you got threads. Threads inside the Delrin, threads out here. Oh yeah, and this puppy chucker holds 2 mils of juice. When you're done filling her up, you just pop her back on there, screw her into place. Make sure you back the sucker out because if you don't back it out, you could strip the threads on this Delrin drip tip. Go ahead and screw her in, and you're ready to go. To disassemble this bad boy, you unscrew the drip tip, pull off the tank. Oh yeah, and on top of the coil head, it's got this little extension. You unscrew that to get to the coil head. And here's a close-up view of that little extension for you. But yeah, just like most other sub-ohm tanks, you unscrew the coil head from the base, and there she is, the M2. Big old macro coil, parallel macro coil. Used organic cotton. She reads 0.2 ohms. Recommended vape 60 to 100 watts. They say it vapes at its best between 70 and 90 watts. You got your organic cotton feed slots on the outside. And like I showed you before, this kit comes with an extra M2 coil head, exact same coil head. Go ahead and prime this bad boy up. Oh yeah, and here's what it looks like inside the base. Go ahead and screw on that extension piece. Press fit the bell-shaped tank on there. Screw the top cap / drip tip on there. Again, you want to make sure that O-ring is in place. Pop the adjustable airflow ring back on there, and adjust that bad boy to your preferred. Personally, I like to keep her wide open. But yeah, this P9 is ready to rock and roll. Now on to this unique looking Top 1 mod. I know that's what you guys been waiting for, but as far as measurements and specifications, she's primarily made of zinc alloy, first of all. She's 90mm from here to here, about 46mm from here to here, about 55mm from here to here, and about 32mm from here to here. At the top of this mod, in the center, you got your stainless steel 510 connection, stainless steel 510 connection threads, spring-loaded 510 pin. On the front of this device, you got your menu screen, which I'm going to show you in a second, your water down buttons down here, and then your USB port. On the sides of this device, you got these carbon fiber S panels, which I think give it a nice touch. Oh yeah, on the side up here, you got your fire button. And then on the back, you got this little badge. Little. No, it's big, actually. Oh yeah, and then on the bottom, you got your battery door with vent holes. But all you got to do to get in there is pop that sucker open, pull it up, voila! Go ahead and pop my Home Life batteries in there. Push it down again, and it pops into place. Here's one more quick tour of this mod before I show you the menu screen. Oh yeah, and as far as color options for this rowdy Clapster, I've seen 4 online. Once again, you got this black with the chrome trim. You could choose the black with the gold trim. You could choose the white and the black or the black and the black. Okie dokie, so here's what this device looks like when she's off. It's going to show this clock by default, and I think it looks pretty freaking cool. 5 clicks, this fire button turns her on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look at that mini screen, boys and girls, big, bright, and beautiful. You got your wattage, you got your battery gauge, you got the time, you got the preheat boost setting, and then you got the resistance. And as you guys can see, it's very obvious this default mini screen is supposed to look like a speedometer. But check it out, you got the wattage down here. Right now it's set to 10 watts. If we adjust it up, I'm gonna hold it down. It's gonna just shoot up. You see that needle shooting up? Pretty freaking cool. It does not round robin, but I'm gonna go ahead and adjust it down. And when you get below 100 watts, you can adjust in 0.1 increments. Also, when you hit that fire button and nothing's on there, it's going to say check atomizer. Now, to get into the main mini screen, all you got to do is hit this fire button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. and you can adjust from mode to set to exit. We're going to go to mode, and inside the mode you got power, you got stainless steel 316, stainless steel 317, TCR, nickel, titanium, and back to power. And here's what she looks like in stainless steel mode, just letting you guys see it. It does not show the wattage though, but if you go back to the main menu settings and you go from mode to set, hit the fire button, you can choose power preheat, TC preheat, vape time, time set, and GUI. And GUI, you can choose different screens, guys. Here's one of them. Ooh, that's kind of like jitterbuggish. Here's another one. That's the one we were just on. And you can also choose the screen with a blue background. Personally, I like the big jitterbug screen, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, go to mode, and you guys know me, I like just regular power or wattage mode. Hit that, and from there you can choose the preheat boost settings. I'm going to keep it at normal though. And look at that. If I hold down the wattage up and the fire button down at the same time, I can see the individual voltage of each battery, a little bit offset. If I hold the wattage down, the fire button down at the same time, I can lock the device. Now it still fires up, but it won't let me adjust the wattage. Again, I want to talk about this P9 sub-ohm tank as far as cons goes. First of all, it comes with this proprietary drip tip, meaning you cannot use your 810 drip tips. You can use your 510 drip tips, but when you pop it on there, okay, wow, how funky does that look? Also, with this proprietary Delrin drip tip, the threads are plastic, so you could strip them over time. And if you strip those threads, this tank becomes useless. And also, it comes with an O-ring under here, only one O-ring included. They don't include a baggie of extras, so if you're to lose or break this O-ring, again, the tank becomes useless. And if we look down here underneath this airflow ring, you only get one O-ring. Again, Sigelei should have included a baggie of extras. And I also want to show you this. This O-ring is already starting to rip. No bueno. Another thing I want to point out, this sucker only holds 2 mils of juice, maybe a little bit more than that, but that's just not enough. They should have included an extension so you could hold more juice with a bigger tank, but that's just my opinion. As far as the pros goes for this tank, first of all, I like the way it's shaped. I like that bell-shaped tank, and I like how it comes with an extra tank. Even though this is not 810 drip tip compatible and it looks funky with your 510 drip tips, I do like the proprietary drip tip. It is comfortable. The airflow, it's smooth all across the board. Here it is wide open. Now, the airflow hog's gonna like it? Nah, probably not. You're probably gonna want more airflow, but for your average vapor, I think it's good. Now, if I close it off halfway, it's smooth, there's no whistle, and you get a nice restrictive hit. If I close it off even more, oh yeah, that becomes really restrictive. Point is, it's smooth all across the board and it doesn't whistle. Back to the coil heads, you get 2 of them, and they vape okay. Again, nothing special, but they get the job done. And this sucker being 26 millimeter in width, I think it's good. Personally, I like my 24 and 25 millimeter devices, but it's a good size for the mod that you get with this kit. Now, the biggest con that I found for this top 1 mod is the fire button. I like the fire button personally, but I could see how a lot of you guys won't. First of all, it's made of plastic. There is a little bit of wiggle room. There is a little bit of feedback, hear that? Again, wiggle room. It just feels cheaper compared to the rest of this mod. How long is this fire button going to last? I couldn't tell you. I've only been using this thing for a week. I haven't had any issues with it. But again, the fire button just feels cheaper compared to the rest of this mod. The other nitpicky con that I found for this is it has temperature control. That may not be a con for you, but it is for me. I wish temperature control was just built in, or they just didn't have temperature control at all. I've already mentioned this before in previous videos, and I'm going to mention this now. Temperature control, having all these nickel, titanium, stainless steel, TCR options, it's just too much for the user, for the mass user, and it's something to be pointed out. And then the last con that I found for this, some of you vapors out there may think this thing looks hideous. Personally, I like it, and that leads me to the pros. I like the way this thing looks. It looks different. I see stuff on a daily basis, man. Most of it looks the same. This looks different. It feels a great quality. It feels hefty. Everything feels hefty except the fire button. Love the big old screen. You guys saw it, the big, bright, and beautiful screen. Oh yeah. Anybody could see everything going on the screen. The wattage up, wattage down buttons are nice and tight. Personally, I like the fiberglass-esque panels on the side. I think it looks classy. It just looks neat. Oh yeah, and I like the badge on the back. Again, all this is going to be subjective. But again, what really draws me is how different this thing looks and how comfortable it is. I mean, it's super comfortable, guys. And even though a lot of you guys may not like the fire button, it is comfortable, man. Also, the 510 connection being in the center, wow, that's a big pro. And you got plenty of room on here. 32 millimeter in width. You could pop up to 30 millimeter devices and it's going to look good. Check it out. Here's what it looks like with the P9 sub-ohm tank, and this is a 26 millimeter tank, and look at it, man. There is a little bit of gap, tiny bit of gap, but you can't notice it from afar. But that may be another subjective con to some of you guys. As far as this mod that I've been using for the past week, this battery door, it's been super tight. Not going anywhere. Back to the appearance of this puppy chucker, man. The way this thing looks. Personally, I like the matte black with the chrome trim with the fiberglass S panels, and I like the badge on the back like I mentioned before. And also, like I said before, you got different color options. Alrighty, so I got the coil head in here. She's reading 0.24 ohms. It's actually supposed to read 0.2 ohms, but it is what it is. I'm vaping her at 52 watts, normal preheat boost settings, airflow halfway open. Oh yeah, the juice that I'm using. Unification from the merge, baby. It's a banana split. You can get it over at vapetrick.com. Check it out. But yeah, once again, got the airflow halfway open. You know, let's go. I mean, it's good. The tank I'm talking about. Like I said before in the close-ups, good flavor, nothing outstanding, but I'm getting all the notes and nuances from this unification, baby. That banana split, ooh, I'm getting it. Nothing like an RDA or an RTA or the Falcon tank, but it's solid. And I do want to point out there is a little bit of break-in with these coil heads. Took me about a take to break them in, guys. But the mod. Oh, like I mentioned in the close-ups, she's super comfortable. Feels a good quality. You know me, guys. I'm receiving products every day from different companies, and just to see something different like this, something unique, it's refreshing. And like I mentioned before, and I'm going to mention this again, I've been using this sucker for a week. I haven't had any issues with the fire button. Personally, I like the fire button. Yes, it feels a little bit cheap compared to the rest of the mod, but I like it. It's in the perfect position. Love how it's got that little indentation there. And man, do I love the screen, how big the screen is. It's just like jitterbuggish. Jitterbug. As far as price points goes for this puppy chucker, first of all, I'm not seeing the mod with the tank, okay? Now, to be honest with you, I really don't recommend the tank. It's nothing special, but the mod's where it's at. So I'm seeing the mod online selling for about 65 bucks. That's the average going price. I'll post links down in the descriptions to the sites that I know of that are credible, that are carrying the mod. Now on to the big question, the big answer today. Which vapor out there is going to benefit from this bad boy the most? This is meant for that vapor looking for something unique. Meant for that vapor that doesn't have the best eyesight. You want to be able to see your screen. You want to be able to see all those numbers, and you can do that with this. This is meant for that vapor that does have good eyesight, that wants a big old jitterbug type of screen, who also appreciates cars, likes car gauges because it's got that little speedometer thing going on. That's got that nice big old Porsche style badge on the back where you can run in regular wattage mode or temperature mode. That's got a big old center 510 connection where you can pop your big old devices or your smaller devices and it's going to look good. You're looking for all that and all the other stuff that I mentioned in this video, well, then get this puppy chucker. It's definitely for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, liked it, found it entertaining and helpful. If you did like this video, then hit that like button. Let me know that you care and share it for all your friends to see. And if you want to see more of me, then subscribe for more. This is Rip Chippers, and remember, smoking is dead, vaping is the future, and the future is now.